Hello, everyone. So, I'm going to tell you a very funny story today, and it really made me depressed, but I think after a couple days, I could really laugh at it. So, what happened? So, I was talking to this guy I met on Tinder, of course, for a couple days. He's cute, hockey player, so I should have known something like this was going to happen. So, anyways, we were talking. And so the first day we went to Tim Hortons. It was fine. We had a good time. I liked him. The next time he came over here for a little bit. We hung out. It was fine. And then for the third time, he messaged me and he was like, oh, so meet me at this bar or whatever. So I get ready. I leave the school. I was studying. I go home. I get ready. And then what happened? I go home, I get ready, and I'm like late, and he's like, "Hey, meet me at this bar." I was like, "I'm coming right now." So I get my friend Lindsay to drop me off there, and so it's just like he's a shady person. So I told Lindsay before I left, make sure he's there before you drive away because any money he won't be there. So I walk in the bar, and there's this guy in a hockey jersey. Like I didn't really see his face, so I just assumed it was him. And then so I wave Lindsay away. I walk in the bar, I go up to that person. I don't go up to them. I just look at them, and I was like, it's not him. He's not anywhere in the bar. The bartender's like, are you okay? Are you looking for anyone? It's like, no, it's okay. So I leave. I go outside so mad, and I'm calling him, texting him. He answers one of my calls, and he's like, oh, I'm at Sam's. Hangs up the phone. Said, okay. So I text him. He says, 1 sec. And then he starts walking down the street because Sam's is really close. So I see him, I'm like, what the hell? Like, you told me you were at this place, and now you're not? Like, you just made me show up, blah, blah, blah. So that was the first warning sign we should have grasped onto. So next, what happened? We go to get a drink. He's like, he was walking past the bar we were supposed to go to. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, we're going home. And I was like, no, like, I want a drink first. Like, you promised we would get a drink. So I say, come on, and I, pull him into this bar. So we get into this bar, I sit down, and I'm like, okay, I'll get us a drink or whatever. And then, so he's like, okay, 1 sec, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So I'm like, okay. So I order us a drink, 2 freaking drinks. And then, so I'm sitting on this bar waiting. I'm, halfway down my beer at this point. I text him, I was like, are you okay? Because he was already drunk, so I was like, maybe he's puking in the washroom. He wasn't puking in the washroom. So I go back there. I'm like, what the hell? So I text him. I'm like, are you okay? I was like, where are you? He's like, my place. LOL. And I was like, no. He's kidding. He's probably just puking. So I go back there. There's no one in the guy's washroom. Absolutely not one person. So then I sit down. I start texting him again. And then the bartender goes back there. And he's like, I follow him because I'm like, wonder if he can help me find this person. Is he, I don't know where he is. Is there another washroom? I had no clue. So then the bartender, slowly sees that the back door's open and, slowly closes it. And I was like, and I heard him talk to himself and he's like, it's weird, the back door's open. And I was like, is the back door not supposed to be opened? He's like, no. And so I'm like, oh my God. I was like, the first thought in my mind was this dude left me at the bar. So then we go into this alley, and we both just stand in the alley, look back, there's no one there. So this guy literally left me at this bar, and the whole time the bartender was just like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. This freaking guy left me at the bar. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just, so mad at this point. I was just like, I'm just going to pay my tab. Bartender, the whole time was like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And I was like, just made it worse. Stop saying I'm sorry. 3 times. I was like, okay, this is too much. So I stormed home. My phone was dead, so I couldn't even be like, what the fuck? So I storm home. I only live down the street. And I start texting him. This guy literally was like, there's people after me, I can't, I'm sorry I got you into this. I was like, what is going on? He told me he left because he had to deal with business, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And apparently his business was he's like, what did he say? Collateral? Someone I know owes another person I know money and I'm collateral for the money. And he was like freaking out about it and like being so weird. Like, I actually am positive he's schizophrenic. Like, he was just the weirdest person. Like, I'm dealing with business. And I called him like 20 times because, like, at least tell me why you just left me at the bar. That's the rudest thing that's ever happened to me. And he's like, I don't even remember. He just said some weird shit. Just was that people were after him and these are bad people. He sent me a message that was like, bad people, and then couple money signs. And I said, all right, so you left me at the bar because bad people? Like, the only way he should have left me at this bar was if someone had a gun up to his head saying, leave me at this bar. Like, he couldn't have been like, hey, Danielle, like, I have to deal with business. Like, I gotta leave for 15 minutes. I'll be right back. Literally just leaves me sitting on a bar stool. Just laughs when I ask him where he is. He says, my place, LOL. So I'm pretty sure I was just the most disrespect I've ever received in my life. Yeah, that's my story. Boys don't respect me, if you can't tell. No one loves me. It's fine, though.
Whatever.
It's fine. So I just got left at a bar, and thought that only happened on movies, but it happens to your everyday girls.
Hey, Danny.
I don't look like this in real life, I swear. Well, it is real life. So I guess I do look like.
Comment down below if this has ever happened to you.
I hope it's happened to someone else besides me.